folks, this is Rick from Valve Train. Welcome to the Tone Station. This episode of the Whistle Stop, we're going to do the builder's overview of the Trenton Pro. What we did with this amp is we took our venerable Trenton amp that has been used all over the place by lots of people. One of our best pedal platform amps and kind of the schizophrenic member of the family because it's actually 4 voices in one. We tamed this guy down, brought him a little closer to earth, got rid of 2 of the voices in his head, and made him a 2-voice amp. What we did is we got rid of the high power, low power switch on the Trenton and went with the governor control, and I'll explain a little more about that in a little bit. To make it the Pro Series, we added a bright switch, we added heavier transformers, we went with 6L6 power. It is still has the effects loop in the back, and we added foot switchable raw mode. What that does for us is give us a little more flexibility of the tonal palette, if you will, when we're just playing a gig, rehearsing, or in the studio. This, by the way, is a killer studio amp because you can make it do all kinds of stuff. Start with the simple side of it. It is a black front 60s era style tone stack with some changes. The mid control is a little hyperactive. Other than that, from off to about 10 o'clock is equivalent to full dial on a AB763 Fender. Pushing it up beyond that, we get a little more mid-range out of it. To the Fender 60s era mid scoop. We've got plenty of treble. Bass really kicks in when you get above 1 or 2 o'clock, and we have the bright switch. When I voiced this amp, I tried to stay away from the ice pick to the ear, add a little bit of glass, add a little bit of edge to the notes, and give you a really workable platform. Now, the 50s and 60s voicing or tweed and black front era voicing, with the raw mode in the off position, you have the 60s mid scoop. And in raw mode, it's more of a 50s voice, mid-range is cranked up. It limits the effect on the tone controls and leaves you pretty much with a volume control. 60s. And that's 50s mode. Compared to the smaller Trenton, the 16-watt Trenton, we've added the governor. The governor control is originally released in the 80s. Dennis Kager designed it with the Sundown amps. Kick it on. The more you engage the governor, the quieter the amp gets. Think of it as a master volume, think of it as power scaling. It doesn't really matter what you think of it as, because all it does is make the amp quieter the more you turn it up. I'm quite happy for you to think of it any way you want. So now we have the amp governor full on, down about 1 watt of output. Run it through a closed back 1x12 cab, and in raw mode, definitely something you can use at home to practice at 11 o'clock at night after the kids are in bed or the neighbors are home if you live in an apartment. But you can also dial it back and get a little bit of edge out of the amp. Can't really think of a whole lot else to tell you about the Trenton. It's a very simple, straightforward amp with some features that allow you a reasonable amount of flexibility in shaping the tone you want. Again, it's a killer pedal platform, and that's about it for this episode.